Surprise! Guess who has come back? He's been risen from the dead. It has been exactly a year since I've been on YouTube, and the last year has been crazy. I'm so excited to be back. You guys have no idea. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am and you just so happen to come across this, bitch, I'm hankandhenry. So the last videos that I was doing a year ago, and even the videos I did before that, I was always in the idea that I needed to be professional and I needed to just, do the makeup. And I was like, you know what, this time around, life has changed. Life is beautiful. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna learn about makeup. We're gonna laugh about stupid-ish. We're just gonna have a good time. I'm just gonna be me, you be you. Get a drink, get your makeup brush, let's have fun. This video is going to be I will be doing videos later about catching you guys up with my life, but right now I was like, you know what, let my first video be a makeup video. Let's just get into makeup. Let's have some fun. There's a lot of new brands and new products that I can't wait to share with you guys. So this is just a fun grunge, smoke out that eye, but wear a suit because you a classy motherfucker. So I hope you guys like it. And if this isn't your thing, I don't know why you clicked on, but hey, watch it. You might laugh a little bit. So, okay, so let's begin. I'm so excited. It's been so long since I've seen you guys. Actually, I don't see you guys because you're on the interwebs. Okay, so I'm gonna lotion my face up. Where did I get this from? I got this from a body shop. It's from the body shop. I got it in a little goodie bag, but to be honest, I have been fucking with it ever since I got it. It is so moisturizing. It's called the Vitamin C Glow Boosting Moisturizer because I don't have enough glow in my face because look at these bags. She be going out way too much. So I'm going to get a little bit of this and throw this all over my face. So when we do, for this look, we're going to start with the eyes first. Well, we're going to do the brows, then we're going to go to the eyes because whenever I do any kind of grungy dark looks, especially if there's a lot of black, I like to do my eyes first just in case there's any fallout. I can go and clean up and then do the rest of my face. I am literally the messiest makeup artist in the world. I swear to God. There's been so many times where I was just doing makeup and okay, so I've been doing makeup for like 13 years. For the first good 3 years, I sucked. I used to blend like my eyeshadow all the way up to my brow. It was horrible. You know when you do somebody's makeup and somebody just when the person who you do their makeup just looks at you and they're like looking at in the mirror and they're like, it's so nice. It's perfect. But can I make my skin maybe a little bit darker? Oops. So I'm just putting this moisturizer all over and then I'm going to start on my brows because my brows need to get it together. So one thing I will tell you guys repeatedly over and over is that I have a goddamn sass brow. My brow, okay, so if you don't know what a sass brow is, a sass brow is when one of your brows always like arches up. So when I do my eyebrows, I try to do this one a little bit higher and this one a little bit lower when I'm drawing it on so that it evens it out. Because other than that, I'm gonna be looking all crooked-eyed. So the one I'm gonna be using for my brows is Benefit. It is Ka-Brow in shade 4. I just started getting into Benefit's brow products. I always used to be all about their high beam. I used to use that for like ever. And I started to use their brow products and I've been obsessed. There's a lot of cream-based formulas that are either too creamy that they're hard to manipulate and to kind of create a brow because they're so wet. And there's some that are so dry, they just crumble up. So this is like a really good balance in between, which I really, really like. So this is shade 4. It comes with a little brush right here and you could do this. But I ain't got no fucking time for this. I'm all like, no, this cute idea, but it don't work for me. So I'm going to use a little angled brush this is from Smith Cosmetics. It's brush 203. And I am going to draw on this brow. So like I said, I really like this formula because it's really easy to just create your arch. Mira, the arch of life. Just so you know. Yes, look at that, just sus. So whenever I'm doing my brows, I like to draw the brow, top and bottom, connect it, and then kind of just slightly fill it in. You see, I'm drawing it in, and then I'll just go in and fill it. Yes, get it in. Get it in, get it in. Damn, do you know what that is? That's a brow that's living his fullest life. Okay, so then we're just gonna fill it in. Check on it. Check on it twice. All right, I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you, brow. Right, brow? So usually if I do one brow real good, that means the other brow is gonna be a little bit more of a problem. So let's pray for the best. Okay, now that my brows are somewhat shaped and somewhat filled in, this is a Kevyn Aucoin Central Skin Enhancer. This is shade SX02. This concealer is very full coverage, very opaque, and if you are not careful, it will go everywhere. But I am not the person who does lightweight makeup, so I like that shit spackled all over my face. I'm going to get this, and I'm going to shape my brows. So I use a flat brush, and you can see, like, a tip is just go, like, if you go, like, too slow, I feel like your hand will start getting shaky, and it'll make it uneven. So I have got to the point where now I just go and just, you know, let Jesus take the wheel. So that concealer I will start to bring down, because I'm also going to use that as my eye primer. I don't really use a lot of primers on my eyes, just because I like using this concealer so much that it's really thick and it really grabs onto pigment. So for me, a primer isn't necessary. Also, I have really dry eyelids. Because of that, eyeshadow tends to stay on really nicely when I do apply it. Okay, so after I line the bottom of my brows, I'm gonna go and do the top as well. Same thing, all we're doing is lining this bad boy up real nice. And as you can see, I covered up my tattoo, but later on, whenever I put any kind of foundation or anything on my tattoos, I'll take, let's say a little wipe, and I will just clean it all off. Okay, so let me do the other side. Okay, so now that we have the brows shaped, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fill these we're gonna fill them in. Okay, so like I said, I've been having this little kick fest, love fest with Benefit right now, and I love brow tints. Love brow tints. So a lot of times I use colors that are very dark brown when I do my brows, but sometimes that comes off a little extra. So I'm going to be using the 3D brow tones from Benefit. If it has a name, I don't know, because that's too small and I don't have glasses, bitch. So we gonna call this shade light brown. Where this one you can't see too much of the lightness that it brings up, but if you're out in daylight in the sun, the reflectiveness of it lightens it up. Studio lighting is a little bit more fluorescent, so you can't really tell, but they have also other colors that are a lot more golden, that work really well if you really want your brows to be more lighter. So now that we did brows, next thing we do, the eyes. So I'm super excited because if you guys do not know, I can tell you now, but I hope you know, I came out with my own cosmetics line. I will do another video separate talking about the collection specifically, why I named the collection, a little bit more about my company, why I started is called Hank and Henry Beauty, but this tutorial is about all the makeup I'm using, not necessarily just my brand. So I want to give every product its equal time. So I am going to be using one of my alter ego eye kits in Al Jefe on my eyes, and this has 3 products in it. The bottom is a Luster Lights Loose Pearls, which is a mixture of pigment, pearl, and effects pigments, which is like the sparkle. And then it has a matte and a almost foil shadow, but it has a little bit of sparkle from the effects pigments in it too. So we're going to be using this all over my lid. But before I go in, I want a transition color. So the transition color I'm going to use is actually from Benefit as well. Damn, I'm using all this Benefit, bitch. Can I get a check? Just kidding. Just kidding. Benefit, if you're watching this, I was just joking. Unless you want that. I'm gonna be using the Hoola bronzer, which is actually what I really like, this bronzer. But I'm gonna be using this as almost as a transition color. So this is a bronzer, but it's also I want a slight. It's not, so the bronzer isn't super pigmented because it's meant to be a bronzer, which makes it perfect for a transition color. So I really like eyeshadows that don't have a lot of pigment for transition colors. I don't like when my transition colors have too much pigment. Unless like you wear it wet, then yes, it should have a lot of pigment. But I like my transition colors to be a lot more sheer than full pigment because it's easier to blend and to create a look without worrying about, you know, potentially over blending or it getting really messy. Damn, we're giving all the looks today. So one thing you guys are going to learn is I say a lot of random shit. So bear with me if you don't ever understand one of the words I say, which you're going to learn a lot. One of the words I probably say the most is which if you don't know what that is, it's like when you dancing and let's say you dance and you at a club, right? Your jam's on, you're like, yeah. And then somebody come up and they try to dance with you. So you turn them around and they put their ass right there and then you go, So that's how that started. Thank you, Sandra Deluxe. Okay, so I am going to take... So I'm going to be taking the Al Jefe My Alter Ego Eye Kit, and I'm going to be using the black Magi Matte eyeshadow in it, which is called Chingona. So if you don't know Spanish, Al Jefe means the boss in Spanish. Chingona means a badass woman. And Si se puede means yes, we can. Ooh, bitch. So I'm going to be taking the Magi Matte in black, and I'm just going to be taking a flat brush. And I'm going to be putting this on the inner and outer part of my ojos. So I'm just packing this on. So whenever I pack on eyeshadow, I always know I'm going to have to do it at least 2-3 times. Because when I first put on the eyeshadow, what I'm trying to do is create the shape. So as I am doing this look, I'm creating the shape and then I'm going to blend it out. But when you start blending it out, the color dissipates just because you're moving the color around. So that when I start to get the shape, I start to blend it out more, then I can go back in and pack more color in for the dark and that depth. You don't know nothing about that depth. Okay, so I'm just going to take a brush and just slightly blend it out. Mira, sas, 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 sas. One thing I was really pleased about this shadow is it's really easy to blend. And then I'm going to take this brush that I did the concealer on. I'm going to take a little bit of that excess concealer that's on there and kind of just drag it along the bottom of the eye so that I can put some of this shadow on the bottom. And then what I like to do to really bring that pigment out is I get so this is Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. And I like getting a little bit, spraying it on the brush that has some product on it. because then it really, really, really lays that color onto your skin. Most eyeshadows have different ingredients that have binders in it. So a lot of setting sprays also have binders in it. So if you mix a wet binder with a powder binder, it just really intensifies the color and just slaps it right onto that eye, so it stays on a lot longer. And you know, most of us are really ratchet, and we're gonna be throwing our asses around at a club or trying to show face at an event and try to be like, yeah, bitch, I'm here. You don't even know my life, bitch. You better back up, bitch, and look at this blend on this eyeshadow. You better, I'll come after you. So you know, you want to make sure it stays on, so nobody can't talk shit about you later. Cause I've done. Have you ever been somewhere and then you're like, bitch, she over here trying to hang out with us with that crooked brow and shit. I know, right? Yeah, fuck that bitch. Just kidding, just peace and love. Okay, so now I'm going to do the second eye. I remember one time I had my okay, so I remember one side story. I had my eyeliner, and my eyeliner was crooked. So my friend was just like, hey, Henry. And she was just like, hey, your eyeliner's fucked up. And I was like, wait, for reals? And then I got a mirror and I was like, oh my God. And then she's all, it's all right, boo, just tilt your head. So the whole day I was just like this at the event. It was like it was an influencer, like a beauty event. So the whole time, because if you look at me straight, you could see it uneven. But if you just tilt your head a little bit, you can't tell. I was just like, hey, bitch. They're like, what's wrong with your neck? I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I just be looking too hard to the left, so it hurts. Okay, so we just did my eyes. Now I'm gonna throw Si Se Puede, which is the pressed pearls shadow, over it, and I'm gonna put a lot of setting spray on it to make it a little bit more foily. Foily, is that even a word? And then after that, we're gonna throw the Luster Lights loose pearls over it to make it really pop. Yes. When you throw on the luster lights, if you want it to be more sparkly, you would throw it on dry. But if you want it to have more of a foil or a metallic effect, you can spray it wet and it'll go on super reflective. Okay, so now that we threw on the luster lights, now we're gonna do my favorite part. Now you're gonna get Hank. Right now you had Henry, and we know it's Hank and Henry, but now you don't get Hank. Cause it's Hank and Henry. Hey, so if you know what's funny, everybody that follows me now, they always say like, oh my God, it's Hank and Henry. But you don't know how that started. So funny story is that actually started because I was at Ralph's, which is like a supermarket, and I was getting some food, and some lady came and she stopped. She was just like, I know you. And I was like, yeah. She was just like, I follow you on Instagram. You Hank and Henry. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is my mascara, and then I'm going to throw on my favorite lashes. I'm obsessed with these lashes. I use them all the time. So right now, when it comes to mascara, Makeup Shayla and Maybelline did a collaboration, and a part of it was the Colossal Big Shot Mascara, which was already out beforehand, but I think they came out with extra colors. The black for this is, it's super cute too. She has like her little signature in her eye. This mascara is everything, and actually I never would have ever used it, but when her collaboration came out, I wanted to go support and buy some products from it, and I went to Target. I think it was Target, and I got a few things, and then I saw this and I was just like, I need a new mascara. And I'm telling you, I have already gone through like maybe 4 because I use it so much. But it's really, my problem with mascara is a lot of times they get dry, and when they dry up, they start to look gray. And not only that, when I use mascaras, they tend to break apart really easy on me. This is super creamy. It's really black, and it feels really comfortable on. It never gets dry, but it also isn't messy. Okay, so now for the lashes. Okay, there's a brand called, I don't know if I say it right. Everybody pronounces it different, but I call it Naboonsum. I don't know if that's Nabonsum, Naboonsum, Yamoonsum, Yaloosum. I don't know. It's Naboonsum. Nubonsom. I don't know how to spell it. Just maybe not know how to pronounce it. So these lashes are Bella, but because I'm extra as I double stack them. So these are double stacked Bella lashes. And I really love these lashes. They're really beautiful on their own, but because I am a dude wearing up makeup, I gotta look a little extra in some parts. So when I put these on, let me tell you, you gotta get ready for this transformation because it's gonna be transformational. It's gonna be epic. You're gonna look and be like, oh, bitch. I'm gonna use my favorite eyelash glue, which is a duo. And also a cool thing about the My Alter Ego eye kit is the eye kit we put in a well. So as a makeup artist, one thing I always had a problem with is I always put makeup all over my hands. So I would always put makeup on my hands when I was doing people's makeup. And the next thing you know, I didn't realize it. And I either would swipe my hand on them or swipe my hand on myself. And it was just a mess. So I wanted to create a little well right here. So when we tooled it, I asked the designers to put a little well just so that if you want to put anything like, let's say, eyelash glue, eyeshadow base creams, anything that you would typically probably put on your hand or on a palette, you can literally just put it in the little well right here. And so you don't get all messy everywhere because I am, just like I said, messy as fuck. Yes, I'm giving you all the looks right now, right? Oh, shit. We are not playing around. Okay, so now I put on the lashes. Now that I put on the lashes, the first thing we need to do before we start on the face, since there was fallout, is we need to clean it up. So I just took a little wipey and I'm going to just clean up underneath. So now that I cleaned up, I'm gonna go throw some of my moisturizer back on because that shit is gone. After that, I'm gonna throw on some primer. Now the primer I really like to use. It works really well because I have dry skin, but it is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I feel with this Smashbox primer, there's people who like love it. There's people who just like don't. For me, I really like primers that are silicone based, meaning one of the first two ingredients should say dimethicone in it, which would mean it is a silicone primer. They work the best for me. They just stick. They help the foundation to stick, especially because I put a lot of makeup on, so it helps that just smackle all over my freaking face. So with the Kevyn Aucoin concealer, I'm going to be putting that under my eyes and I'm going to put it over my mustache because, you know, I'm a guy and I got a mustache. You know, there's some ladies with mustache too. No, you know, pride for the mustache. Ain't nothing wrong with the mustache, but I need to color correct it or else it's going to look real messed up when you and I put that foundation over. So some people put on foundation, then they like to put on concealer. I like to put on, especially when it comes to this concealer. Since it's so bright, I like to put it on under because when I put the foundation over it, it kind of tends to blend it out more, it makes it not so bright, but yet you still see that nice, pretty highlight. So we're going to put this all over my mug. So let's get it on. Have you ever gotten to an argument with Oh my God. So all my friends are like, we're all like, we talk a lot of shit to each other all the time. So one of my friends was like talking shit and I was like, we were getting so mad at each other. And then I finally told him, I was like, you know what? I said, you better calm the fuck down. You need to calm down. You're at a 10. I need you to bring it down to a 7, bitch. And he was just like, no, what you gonna do? I said, you better stop it before I scratch my booty hole and blow some pink eye right into your face. And he said, wait, what? Sometimes you just gotta be ratchet with people He was like, wait, what? You gonna learn today what pink eye getting blown in your face feels like? Okay, so I'm putting this all over. And then I get, so these are the new beauty blenders from Alcee Cosmetics. They're amazing. So it's a little wet. So I'm just going in a little bit just to blend it out some. So now for my foundation, I'm using one of my old school go-tos. I worked for MAC for probably about 6 years, majority of that as a freelance artist. And one of my favorite foundations to this day is still MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NW22. NW22. So I'm going to be using this, and then I'm also going to be mixing a little bit of MAC Face and Body. So I used to use MAC Face and Body on with almost any foundation for like years. So what it does is MAC Face and Body on its own is really lightweight and is really like almost wet. But when you mix it with foundation, it does, for me, since I have really dry skin, it really helps keeping that moisture, and it really stays on longer. This Face and Body is also water resistant. So I would do like 3 parts foundation, 1 part Face and Body. And because the NW22 has a lot more red in it, and I'm using C1 from the Face and Body has more yellow, when I mix them together, it balances the color out so it goes on more to my skin tone. And I'm going to be mixing it with the Kat Von D brush, foundation brush in number 10. I really, really like, it's like, this is like a paintbrush, but it's like it spackles all over your face. Yes, get it on my face. Okay, so now we're just going to bring it all the way up to the forehead. In my case, a 5 head, because this shit is real big. Okay, so we did all the foundation. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I depotted these when I got them, which I really wish I didn't, but it's the Smashbox Studio Cream Sticks. I don't know if they were Studio Cream Sticks or Foundation Sticks, but one side was a foundation and one side was a contour. So I'm going to be using, I think this was like 8.0, so I'm not really sure what it is, but it's a dark brown cream. Something that would be similar to it would be like, it's almost like if it was a MAC color, and any kind of cream would be more like an NW40, NW45. I'm going to use this as a contour. So I always like to do cream contours. I know some people don't do cream contour. I am obsessed with cream contour. It just feels smoother. And I feel like it helps a lot when you're doing powder contour after you set your cream. So I'm placing it on with this Dose of Colors brush. What is this? This is I think it's a powder brush, but we're going to use it as cream. And then I'm going to go in with this Luxie brush. And I'm just going to buff it right out. Okay, so now that we put this on, what do we have to do? Set. This is one thing that I think is really important that people don't do. Some people do bake, but I think it's really important to set your entire face first before you bake if you do bake. I don't. I'm one of them bitches that like to press it in, but I think both work amazing. So this is the Kat Von D brightening powder and petal. So I'm going to use a brush from Time Los Angeles, and I'm just going to put it all. Better let them leave a deposit. So I'm just going in and I'm packing it in. So whenever I'm using creams too, you'll notice that I like to press in a lot, because with creams, I've experienced that when you move the brush around too much with creams, it tends to move the product underneath the powder, and then it starts to look really streaky. So I'm just patting this bad boy all into place. And then for underneath the eye, okay, I really love this brush. It's from NYX. So, it's like a little curved, a little crooked, and I like to just press it in underneath. And then we're just pressing that boy in. Where did all those dark circles go? Last night's mistakes are all gone and forgiven. after I press it in, I just go in with a brush and kind of take off any excess. We're living our lives right now, you guys. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Hoola bronzer from Benefit. I really like it. I do want or would suggest that Benefit come out with one a little bit darker. They have Hoola Light, but I feel they don't really have bronzer like this that I've seen. I might be wrong for women of color, so I think it'd be really smart if they came out with one that was a little bit more on the deep tone. So I'm going to use this, which I have been obsessed with for forever. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using Rihanna's new makeup line, Fenty Beauty. I have been able to get a few things from this line that I thought were really, really, really amazing. One of those being the, what is this? The Kilowatt highlight. So this highlight has fire crystal and lightning dust. The lightning dust is a little bit more of a cream, and it doesn't have a lot of coverage on it, but it goes on really, really smooth. So if you're looking more for like a medium light highlight with just a little bit of sheen, then that's good. The other powder, the powder one is Fire Crystal. Now that one has medium to full pigment in it. If you use it on its own, there's a lot of beautiful pigment, but if you do spray it with the setting spray, which I'm going to do, then bam, it's all in your face. So overall, this is really good because it gives you all levels of highlight, which is really awesome. So I'm going to use the Smith brush in 115. So I'm going to spray it a little bit with the Smashbox Primer Water. Yes. Y'all said you wanted me on YouTube, bitch. It's been a year. It's been a year since I've been on this bitch. I'm back. I ain't going nowhere, bitch. And a little bit on that nose. And on the lip. Now I'm just going to do a little bit with that Hoola bronzer. And just go in. Okay, so now it's time for the lips. I'm super excited about this. One, for the lip liner, I'm going to be using Edible. No, this is Nudist from Melt. Really love the formula for their lip pencils. They go on really, really smooth and they blend really easily. But I'm really excited. This is the homegirl, I Love Sari Karen. It's her second collaboration with ColourPop. And the first collaboration I loved so much. Curvy lip gloss is still one of my favorite glosses. And I'm thinking that this is going to be another favorite of mine. This is Arole. I'm probably not even spelling it right. I'm gonna get my Mexican card rejected so bad because of my pronunciation of this. Arole. Orale. I don't know. So this is one of the lip glosses from Karen's collaboration with ColourPop, and I'm super excited. It's almost like a orange, gold, shimmered vial of love. So, okay, let's get this bad boy on. But before we do, we're going to throw on this lip liner. So I'm just using it to line the lips. I don't want to throw it all over the lips because I want a little bit of definition. And I want this to be a little bit ombre. The highlight that you see on top of it was from the Fenty Beauty highlight in Fire Crystal. Yeah, C-O-U-T-H, because you can't spell it either. Okay, so I love this. Yes, we're giving it to you, all the loving. Oh my god, so I really, really love this lip gloss. I'm loving the highlight, loving the shadow, because it's that. So this look is almost finished, so I want to make sure that I go and just finish up with some little fine tuning. I did notice that I did forget to, so after I do the concealer and I set with all the powder, what I do like to do after is I like to go in and just buff out the line between where the eyeshadow is, where the eyeshadow ends, where the powder begins. Okay, so then this is the rest. So this is the look. The last thing you gotta do is you gotta spritz that bitch. Gotta set her down. So this okay, so this is the look. As you guys noticed, I did go and put on some accessories because I love accessories. I put on a nose ring. Yes, nose ring. Threw on a suit because she's classy. I'm trying to be classy, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if you live in Los Angeles, you go to the Santee Alley, you can get a suit like this for $95 and they tailor it for $15. So I'm just saying, live your life, save some money. So thank you guys so much. Before I end this, I decided that I'm gonna do something a little bit different at the end of my lives and just call it a moment with my night owls, because my night owls are what my followers name themselves. And so today's topic is going to be failure, meaning I want you guys to know that it is okay to not be perfect all the time. The road to success is always laced with, missteps, trips, but it's okay. Just do not take your eye off the prize. Remember that just because you're not where you want to be now doesn't mean you're not going to get there eventually. So do not stop your hustle. Keep on that grind. And babies, until I see you next time, bye-bye.